And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl, and we've got a classic in store between the Atlanta Falcons and the New York Giants. Two teams that don't like each other much. One will go to Super Bowl 53 as we're underway in the 2019 NFC title game. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Up from his linebacker spot, Deion Jones making the play.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5.
Detroit! Hot!
Out of the gun, Lauletta. And Ingram holds it in. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. Given 30 yards there. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Lauletta. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. On first down, it's Lauletta. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect. You got a young quarterback, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he stopped immediately there. Grady Jarrett with the tackle.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. A shotgun snap to Lauletta. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And this is good for a first down, his second grab of this NFC Championship bout.
Brandon, unless my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, that's the second time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to be looking his way a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the way things are going right now, They like him as a featured receiver. Let's see what kind of adjustments the defense is going to make to try and take that away.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
A handoff to Barkley. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Giants take it right down and score on the opening drive. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Rosas now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at their own 24. Ryan. Being chased out left. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. The safety Landon Collins there to make the tackle.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Olivier Vernon brings him down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On 3rd down, Ryan. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack, and that's what I'm seeing so far.
They go play action here on 1st down. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Tack McKinley in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Detroit! Detroit!
from the gun. Here's Lauletta. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And in this weather, I know you weren't a quarterback. You were on the defensive side of things, but how hard is it to throw that football?
It can't be easy because you never know how the moisture is going to affect things, and each quarterback handles it differently. Some of them are a little bit better than others. Depends on whether we'll wear a glove, not wear a glove, how cold is it. You know, all those things go into it. But it goes to everything else. Keeping your footing when you're running routes. Supposedly you have the advantage as a receiver because you know where you're going, but that's not easy as well. Finally, just locating the ball when it finally comes through the snow. Kids love it. Kids love snow. Players, not so much at times.
Here's Lauletta now on second. He dumps it off to Barkley. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up a third down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. The Giants on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 4.
Detroit! Here we go now. Blue 90! Blue 90!
Lauletta, he'll look to throw to Barkley on the check down. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
It's a nice job hitting him on the angle route there. Come out the backfield, cutting sharply across the middle. And that's good timing between the quarterback and his receiver. Effective third down play to move the chains. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 47. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half. So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction. Lauletta looking to throw on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football. The Giants on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Lauletta. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done. Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. Following the fumble recovery, it's Ryan. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
Tuesday.
From the shotgun, Ryan connects with Sanu right side. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Mohamed Sanu, 31 yards. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Here's Khalif Raymond to return. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Now a play fake here on first down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
All right, now look at 56. All right, here we go.
On 2nd and 10, Lauletta throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Evan Ingram, the tight end. And now it's third down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Throwing on third down, Lauletta. Looking for his receiver, sharp, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Let's go.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On second down, Freeman. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a third down and 6. And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on third down. Ryan leads with Freeman on the draw. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
And Bryant's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. It's a gain of a yard, and it takes us to the 2-minute warning. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We'll be back with more in the NFC title bout after this.
Here we go now. Gain 39. Gain 39. Gone.
On second down, here's Lauletta. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that's going to bring up a third down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a Turkey Bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
From the gun on third down, Lauletta. Buying time to his left. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. First down now, but the clock continues to move. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
A big play there on the catch and run. 44 yards. A first carry for the Clemson man, Wayne Gallman. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Gone!
Back to throw, Lauletta. And this is caught at the 8. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So it's first and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So 2nd and goal, and standing by himself in the backfield, Barkley. He'll get it up the middle, and he takes it into the end zone for a giant TD. Saquon Barkley as the first half is winding down, and the Giants are in for 6. Rosas good with the extra point, and the lead is now 14-10. Rosas now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. So we've reached halftime. Who will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl? 2 more quarters to go. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Hallis Trophy still hangs in the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll be second down.
Get out! Wait! Wait! Hey, wait! Here we go!
They'll run it now out of the gun. Freeman a first down and more. And a cut to the sideline. And he'll take this down to the 40-yard line. 34 yards there and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On second down, here's Ryan. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up first and 10. They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And Duke Riley will get credit for the tackle.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Lauletta to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
I'm laughing to myself because I could just hear in film session. But, Coach, I was throwing to Odell Beckham Jr. Of course I thought he was open.
They'd love to go deep downfield to him, though. Such a threat.
Yeah, a rare incompletion because most of the time we expect him to actually come up with the catch.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And a gain there of 11 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he's got some space here. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 11 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On 3rd down, Barkley. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right. They need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helps. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And they'll try the air now with Larletta. To Shepard, complete over the middle. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. 23 yards on the play. And let's not take for granted, in these conditions, that's never an easy pass and catch.
You really got to find a way to drive the ball. Get your grip. That's why we see some of the guys now that put the gloves on when they throw the ball in this type of a condition. Sometimes the glove might make it too slippery. So you got to figure out what's going to work for you. But how about the receivers? Looking back and trying to locate the ball coming through snow and making sure they have full concentration.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on 1st down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a 2nd and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now a handoff. This is Stewart. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Jonathan Stewart taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Giants add on to their lead. Rosas to add the extra point. PAT up and good by Rosas. And that makes it a 21-10 game. Rosas now to kick this one away. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He goes underneath to Freeman. And he's able to get up here to the 26. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll make it a 2nd down. Despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. Flushed out right. Looking deep for Julio. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Janoris Jenkins with good coverage that time as he was able to get in there and knock it away.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And New York set to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
First and 10, Laletta. And brought in by Jarrell Adams. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
The pitch goes to Barkley, and they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's the Giants with the football and also the lead as we get set to start quarter number 4. They'll go to Barkley again, and he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Giants on third down. They've been outstanding. 7 first downs and 8 tries. This is 3rd and 9. Laletta from the 50. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 4th down. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. Very good starting field position for the Falcons' offense as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Ryan. From the right side, caught by Ridley. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a 1st down. Ryan now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Looking downfield for Jones. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones, his intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey, Tuesday.
Throwing again. Ryan. He'll let it go deep for Freeman. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Nice job defensively to hold them to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal, and the lone man in the backfield is Freeman. They get it to him running left. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Falcons draw a bit closer. So a big play coming for the Falcons as they'll go for 2.
Hey, get up! Hey, check you. 21!
This certainly feels like they were wanting to go for 2, but weren't really sure they should go for 2. Do we, don't we, do we, don't we? And guess what ends up happening?
5-yard penalty.
That's right. Now you probably line up and kick the extra point.
Bryant now to tack on the extra point. No, and the increased distance may have cost him there, as it is no good. Now here's Bryant to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. New York set to take the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Detroit! Hot!
The first throw for the backup, Davis Webb. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. Here's a give to Barkley. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Again, it's Barkley. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gets them a new set of downs. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Now Saquon Barkley looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. A toss out to Barkley. Able to corral him right at the midfield stripe following the sparkling display of footwork. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. Time for a break. Back with more in the NFC Championship game after this. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for New York. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They're down here in a 1-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
No timeout. You got to go quick here.
He'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to, you and your brothers, just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. The Falcons on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
And it all rides on this one play, a trip to the Super Bowl in the balance here on 4th down. Back to throw. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that may do it for this NFC title game. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but it's still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. They will take a knee here and cue the celebrations. They are off to the Super Bowl. And the crowd on its feet, and understandably so. They are Super Bowl bound after taking that knee.
How about the ability to celebrate not just winning a championship, but to do it with your fans on your home field? What a great collaboration for them all year long.
Really a